Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Booster for Today. Our concern this week is on the power of love to conquer all evil. Love has the power to conquer any evil, to conquer any hate, to conquer any acrimony, to conquer any misunderstanding, and to conquer any form of bitterness. In Romans 13, verse 8, Paul said, "Owe nothing to anybody except the debt of love. Owe nothing to anybody but love." Because with love, you can change hearts, you can convert anybody, you can bring transformation to the life of anybody. This is a statement that I've lived through times, and it has been proven that with love, you can achieve what even nations can't. A story was told of a black woman who lived in a neighborhood dominated by whites. And her closest neighbor, a white woman, will always throw rubbish across the fence into her own compound. She would throw in feces and all manner of rubbish that she would have dumped in the trash can, but she would throw it into her compound. The black woman didn't complain, she didn't react, she remained calm. It happened that the white woman fell sick and was at the point of dying. The black woman went to the hospital to visit her. She visited her with a bunch of rose flower. So upon seeing her, the white woman started crying. And they asked her, "What is it?" He said, "I know this woman. And ever since she came to the neighborhood, all I have done to her was throw in rubbish into her compound. And she has never complained. She has never reacted. She has never taken the matter to the police. And here am I on my sick bed, and she has come to visit me with a bunch of rose flower." And she cried uncontrollably. And the black woman responded. She said, "It is true, you were throwing feces and all manner of rubbish into my compound. But instead of throwing it back to you or reporting it to the police, I used it to fertilize my rose flower garden. And my rose flower blossomed like never before. So I've come to share with you the fruits of my garden. And I know you will like it." Trust me, the white woman never remained the same. She recovered and they became friends ever after. The thing is, as a human being, as an emotional being, the black woman would have responded or reacted in a manner that many of us would, throwing it back or reporting to the police or going over to her house to shout. But she chose to act differently. Here is my point. Don't give anybody reason to rejoice over you, and don't give anybody reason to dictate your action. You're a child of God. You're a positive human being. You live beyond emotions. You have reasons and you have discernment. You have a higher level of perception in you. Don't let your action be reactionary because somebody has slapped you. Then the emotional part of you will want to slap back immediately. That doesn't solve your problem, and that wouldn't make you happier either. In Romans 12, verse 21, St. Paul said, "Do not allow yourself to be conquered by evil. Rather, conquer evil with good, conquer evil with love." If we act with love, we will give our enemies something to ponder about. If we act with love, we are giving our haters assignments because they wouldn't know what is your conviction. They wouldn't know your next line of action. But when they already know that at any slightest provocation you're going to react, they can predict you. And who is hot all the more? You. Owe nothing to anybody, even your enemy, except the debt of love. I am not saying that you should be foolish. I'm not saying you should be stupid. I'm not saying you should give yourself over to an enemy who wants to kill you. When Saul wanted to kill David, David ran for his life. But in 1 Samuel chapter 26, an opportunity presented itself for David to react and kill his enemy, Saul. Even one of his soldiers, Abishai, said to David, "The Lord has delivered your enemy into your hand. Look at your enemy over there sleeping. Just give your word, and I will go there and pin his head to the ground." And David laughed and said, "No, no, that is not how it is done. I'm not going to touch him. First of all, he's an anointed person of God. I'm not going to touch him. But we will achieve that same result in a different way." David went over and took some of his things and went back and shouted. And Saul woke up and said, "Oh, you had the opportunity to kill me, but you never did." So showing love to your enemy simply means, if the table turns, what will you do differently? Will you act the same way your enemy will act, or you will act in love? It comes to a time that God will turn the table and give your enemy over to you. Will you become an enemy to him or her, or you become a friend? If the opportunity presents itself that God puts in your hand, that same human being who wanted to kill you, who wanted to sack you from job, who wanted to do all manner of evil things to you, what will you do in return? Will you allow love to take the day, or will you make yourself as guilty as he has been? Because the moment you act with hatred and anger and bitterness, you have become as guilty as you have made him or her. And the same condemnation that you already dished out to him or her will come to you, even in double fold. Love is difficult. Love can be painful. But the moment you begin to live in love, you will feel the liberation. You will feel the inner joy. You will feel the peace. And you will see that you have your enemy at the holder of your hand. They won't predict you, and they will begin to wonder what your convictions are. Love will help you conquer the soul, the heart, the mind of your enemy. Love will help you convert souls. Love will make you become a preacher of the gospel, not with words, but with action. And that becomes a better way of preaching. It is easier said than done, but when you put it into practice, you will discover how liberated, how fulfilled you will be. Love truly conquers all. Love truly conquers all evil. Live in love today, practical love, practical charity, and your life will not remain the same. Thank you very much. If you find this content useful, don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, like, and comment. And may the Lord bless his words in our hearts, and may he give you the grace and the courage to change the things you can change, the serenity to accept the things you cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you, and God bless you.